these folks use social media. And this is one of the really important factors about the social media strategic planning process that gets overlooked. So if you look at the largest countries in the world, China, the biggest country in the world by population, I think if we had a quiz, almost everybody would get that right. Second, India, right? Okay, a lot of people would get that right. Third, US, all right, we're coming in the bronze medal in the population Olympics, we'll take it, all right, that's decent. Fourth, Facebook. Facebook is the fourth largest country in the world by population. If it was in fact a country, it's like 260 million users now, and I think that's actually their business model. I think they're going to secede from the globe and like print their own money or something like that. I think that's going to be the secret. I'm not exactly sure who you petition to do that, but I think that's the next step, is to create their own country. And so when people say, well, we want to execute a program like this because this is how social media users behave. There's no such thing as how a social media user behaves. If you have one site in social media, Facebook, that has 260 million global users, they behave like the world behaves. That's like saying this is how Arizonans behave, or this is how people behave. It doesn't make any sense. And how that manifests itself in poor strategy is believing that everybody wants to engage with your organization and social media in the same way. A lot of people now are down with this whole, let's get consumers to create content on our behalf, and we'll do a contest and all that. And everybody's like, okay, we'll turn everybody into Steven Spielberg. Some of you may remember Doritos Super Bowl commercial this past year when the Cardinals unfortunately lost on almost the last play. As a 15-year season ticket holder, that was a tough, tough day. Like the Doritos commercial, though. Doritos had a contest on their website where people could create their own commercial. And the winners received $1 million, and their commercial was on the Super Bowl, and it was actually voted as the best and most popular commercial by the USA Today ad meter thing. So not bad for a crowdsourced commercial. They had something like 1,900, let's see what my slide says here, 1,961 entries. Is that what that said? Nice. Similarly, Jim Beam, a product I know a little something about, as does Mike Korak, who's somewhere in the room here. Similar kind of idea. It was take an existing kind of video footage thing that Jim Beam has, kind of mix it up and change it, make it funny, make your own kind of version of the commercial. So not exactly the same. In fact, Jim Beam even gave their audience a little more to go on. They gave them some digital assets to start from, whereas Doritos is like, just make it happen. So Jim Beam gave them a little more to start from, but the same idea, let's create a commercial and all those kind of things, and had quite a bit fewer entries, just 300. Here's why that is. People who eat Doritos are much more likely to be in the I want to create a video milieu than people who drink Jim Beam. Okay? Forrester, in the Groundswell book, they talk about the social technographics ladder, which is a very fancy word to mean this is how people use social media. Okay? There are a few different categories on this ladder. At the top are creators, people like me and Evo and Pam and a bunch of other folks here who actually blog, and they have a podcast and they have a video podcast and they make stuff, okay? Those are the creators. Those are the kind of people who want to go make a Doritos commercial. They want to go make a Jim Beam commercial, okay? The second group are critics. So those are people who rate other content, they vote, they thumb up and thumb down stuff, that kind of thing, okay? Collectors, all right, are people who use RSS feeds and they tag copy and they vote for web pages, that kind of thing. Then you have the joiners, and most people are joiners. And those are folks who have profiles on social networks. So you're on LinkedIn, you're on Facebook, maybe you're on Twitter, but you're not really, you're there. You're participating, but you're not really participating, okay? You're treating a lot of the social media and social networks as essentially a digital business card. Okay, that doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you less important than Evo. It just means that you're on a different part of this ladder. Spectators are people that treat social media like a library. So they read blogs, they download podcasts, they consume video. And the last one are inactives, which are people who are on the web but don't use social media. And of course, that group is shrinking considerably. It's pretty hard now, really, unless you're trying to. It's pretty hard to be online and not consume social media. Tough to do that, to never